Bella? What's good? What's popping? Welcome to my show. I am your host, Amara La Negra, and you're listening to Exactly Amara, a production of iHeart Radio. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for every week. We've increased our listeners. Our numbers keep, getting higher. I'm just so excited because I remember when we first started, the show, and I was a little nervous. And now things are only but getting better. And by the way, don't forget to subscribe, rate us, and share this podcast with your friends, with your mama, with your daddy, with anybody that you know, especially if you hear that one of the shows might hit home for you. Share it. Don't be stingy with the podcast. Share it, and also leave a comment on my Instagram and on Twitter at Exactly Amara. Go check us out on our YouTube channel, Exactly Amara, or Amara La Negra, or Amara La Negra ALN, whichever one. You can find all the episodes right there. By the way, also, don't judge me, because today I am giving you pajama party energy. I didn't feel like getting dressed up energy. I'm pregnant and I feel nauseous energy. And I have my onesie and my, ¿cómo se dice esto? How do you call this thing? My bonnet. Exactly. Entonces, with that being said, I am so excited today. I really wanted to dress up and be like really bourgeois, but it just didn't happen. But today I have a really special guest. I am so proud of her. I had the opportunity of sharing energies and spaces with her. She is the founder and CEO of her own luxury real estate firm, Allure Realty. She's also one of the stars of the Netflix show, Selling Tampa. She's here to spill all the tea. And one of the great things that I love about being able to talk to her is the fact that one of the reasons why I wanted to do this show is because I also wanted to empower women. I wanted you to know, first learn. There's so many things for us to learn. Empower women. Let you know that you're not alone. It hasn't been an easy journey for, people. You see the people when they're in the top, but the journey, the process hasn't necessarily been as easy for everyone. Some people have had it harder than others. And some people really have a story to share that can be inspirational to you so that you can get your shit together. So, with that being said, mira, ella es una real estate mogul. Ella lo sabe todo, mi amor. Así que get your notebook, get your pencil, get your pen, and start writing down all this tea. Because not only is she amazing with real estate, pero que también she was in the army. Bueno, look, I'm not going to tell you too much. I'm just going to let her tell you the tea. A ver, let me see, because you know that my English is not very good looking. Sharelle Rosado.
Sí.
Ya lo sabe. Y ese Rosado, where are you from?
My father's Puerto Rican and my mom is African American.
Ya tú sabes. De Rosado was like, ay, mi amor, she has to be maybe Dominican.
Yes, I am. I'm ready to give her eviction papers, but I'm excited. Everything is flourishing for myself, my agents, my business. I'm just blessed,
Amen.
Truly blessed.
Amen. And, before we get into all the tea and all that good stuff, how do you manage right now to still be a boss, still be a mom, still be pregnant, still be an amazing wife, just going through the whole process? How do you find that balance?
Just from the military, it taught you to basically, you have to be ready. If you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. And that's my mentality that I live by. So
yeah,
the training from.
But how do you stay ready for your kids? Like, you have your kids already, you have to take care at home, but you still have to make time to be on your computer handling, your business. Even if you have other people working for you, you still got to be on top of everything that's happening. And then at the nighttime, when your man wants not on chicken pan, you also got to give time for that. It's a lot.
It is a lot. So right now I'm enjoying, my business is set. I have delegated roles to people to make sure that it's running smoothly. My kids, I have teenagers. They fend for themselves at this point. And of course, I still have the one-on-one time with them where we communicate daily, see how school was, how their day went. I have to give them their time. And then my fiance, he's low maintenance. He doesn't require
Well, that's good.
And if I want some, I'll wake his behind up and do what I need to do and go back to sleep.
Now you have Selling Tampa. Is the follow-up of Selling Sunset on Netflix, right?
Yes, we are a spinoff of Selling Sunset.
Okay, so tell me a little bit about the show.
The show is going to show our amazing brokerage and the amazing ladies of Allure Realty that helped me start Allure Realty. It's going to show us killing the luxury market. It's hard for minority women it's a predominantly white male industry, and it's going to show us tapping into that market and showing that it can be done. Of course, there's going to be a little drama, but what business doesn't have drama? But the great thing about my show is that we know how to bring it back together. We are a family, and we agree to disagree.
When you see a little bit of drama, mama, give me a little bit of tea because you know we can't keep it so cutesy. What's that tea? Who's the one that's being okay, bitchy or whatever? Who wants the money?
I
What's
mean, you have
happening?
some people that want to be, take my place, want to be the boss, but there's only one boss within the Lord, and it can't
Period.
be done. And if you don't like my rules, there's the door. I'm not begging.
Now, I also saw, I'm not sure because I saw the promotions on your social media platform, which by the way, guys, I go to her Instagram every day to see her. She's so cute. But I saw that they're all women. I love the fact that you put all women together, showing, empowerment, unity, minorities. I love it. But doesn't it get a little bit hard when it's a whole bunch of women because it gets real catty? I know that I can't do a room full of women all the time. And in business, and money is involved, and power and status is involved, it can get very complicated, no?
I feel like that's the stereotype we have to break. And that's what I love about Selling Tampa. It shows powerful women, alpha type females, all in one room. Yeah, we may have disagreements. We may not agree on everything, but we know how to bring it back together. And that's the stereotype we need to break. That just because a room full of Black women get together, that it's always going to be fighting, punching and all this going on. But no, it's business. Business is being handled at the end of the day.
How do you still maintain yourself as a boss, as a woman, as a boss with a whole bunch of other females, and not I don't want to say lower yourself, but you never have those moments where you want to still, because I know you're very bourgeois and you're very put together. But okay, the hood is still in there somewhere.
It's still
It's still in there. I can feel it. So how do you keep it together and not be like, bitch, let me tell you something. This is my damn firm. Like, you don't have those moments and you gotta.
So that's the thing. I don't have to acknowledge that this is my business. They know it. I have laid the ground that, who runs the show. And they respect that. Being in the military did teach me how to be a strong leader. And I don't have to raise a voice. Like I said before, I laid the rules. I made the table. I brought the table. If you don't like it, I can give you the ingredients. I support you, but the sauce will never be the same.
Period. Oh my God. I love it. Now, if there were to be, other women that want to get into the real estate industry, what advice would you give? And if they wanted to work for you, how can they reach out to you?
Advice on people getting into real estate industry. Never look at someone else that says and base it off of yours. Focus on you. Set up a plan for you that complements what you're doing, and then go from there. But once you start looking at someone else's success, you'll never prosper. Your business will never prosper. And keep going. You're gonna have obstacles. They're gonna come. You may not get a sale for the first year, but if this is a passion that you want to do, keep on going. And for agents that want to be a part of Allure right now, I put a hold on hiring because it's crazy. But once I do start back hiring, I do. You have to be an experienced agent. I don't hire new agents.
What do you look for when you hire people for your firm? Like, I look for women that are like this. Are they only women? Do you also accept men, or what is it that you're looking for?
I accept men too. You just have to be a go-getter. You have to produce. You have to. You're a lot of agents interview the broker, but I interview the agent. You have to show me your numbers. If you're not producing and you just want to be a part of a glamp, you think this is a model agency, it's not. You need to show me your numbers, show me that you got it, because I don't babysit. So
who do you think does better, men agents or women?
We do it the best.
Okay, period. Because I do feel like, I don't want to say this is a male predominated industry, like pretty much every industry, I do know there's a lot of men running the real estate industry. However, I feel that sometimes women know how to use certain words or
Mhm.
know how to, I don't want to say convince, but I just feel like the hustle is a little different. You
We
know
know
how
how to
to,
convince. We know how to get that house sold.
okay? And you sell properties all over the United States?
I have referral partners all over the United States, and I handle all over Florida. So
Well, talking about that, I've heard that here in Florida, houses are going to get even more expensive. I heard that now, with unfortunately certain disasters that have happened in certain states, will now make those properties cheaper. Is there any advice or any well, not suggestions, but advice that you can talk about when it comes to real estate? How is the market looking right now?
right now it's crazy. It's still a seller's market, but the interest rates are still low. And if you find something, jump on it. Do not sit and wait thinking that the market's going to crash. I don't have a
Mm.
crystal ball, but right now the market is not turning around. It's great. It's a seller's market, and if you have it, go ahead and take advantage of it.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of people that they're waiting for the market to go down for it to crash, and then they're going to be able to buy cheap properties. I don't really think that that's going to happen either, but that yeah, I do know that it's a seller's market right now. So basically, for those that don't understand what exactly a seller's market is, what is it for them to understand?
A seller's market is basically the seller has control over it. They have control over their price. Um, it's it's more demand of people purchasing than people actually selling their home. So the demand is low. People are paying outrageous prices over asking price just to get a
Mm.
home. So sellers can take advantage of that and raise their price more than and sell it for more than what it's worth.
Oh wow. I mean, I'm not trying to sell my house right now, but like it sounds good to me right now. How do you also feel? Quick question. How do you also feel about investing outside of the United States? Are you a believer in that? Like there's other countries or cities, or I mean islands or whatever. How do you feel about investing outside the US?
I'm definitely a believer in it. It's if you have the funds, definitely jump on it. Um, Short-term rental is not going anywhere.
Mm.
Hotels hate it. They are finding ways to, try to stop it, but it's not going anywhere. Take advantage of it. That's residual income. And the prices are cheap. If you would have jumped on it a year ago or right before the pandemic started, you hit a gold mine, but it's still not too late. I definitely suggest getting with someone, learning the knowledge of investing overseas and taking advantage of it.
I agree 1,000%. I personally have invested in the Dominican Republic. It has gone great for me. I am a fan of it, especially if you want to invest in a country that is touristic, especially if it's a country that is nice and warm.
Right.
You'll always find people that are willing to travel over there and, spend a vacation, spend a couple of weeks, Airbnb your property or whatever the case may be. So definitely don't be scared to do your research. Don't be scared to do your research. Follow me at Amara Airbnb. Amara Airbnb. I always post information there all the time. If you want to ask me anything, feel free to slide up in my DMs. I love helping people. I love seeing people grow because it makes me feel good to know that I was able to help you somehow. So
Hmm.
with that being said, guys, don't forget whatever you do, do not miss out on Selling Tampa. Like I said before, is the follow-up of Selling Sunset on Netflix. You have to watch this. It's so empowering. And it's a beautiful thing to see minorities, Black women come together, show that they can be, intelligent, powerful, financially, they got it together, they look beautiful. We need more shows like this. And I love the fact that Netflix is giving platforms for shows like this and women like yourself that are so, powerful that you've been able to do so much from yourself, for yourself. You don't come from a rich or like super wealthy household, no?
No, I do not.
You had to like work your way up. And that's why I wanted to ask, what made you want to get into the army? How was that? What made you finally take that decision? Okay, this is the best thing that I can do in order for me to improve, and upgrade my life.
Well, as some people know, I lost my track scholarship in high school. I was a pregnant mom, a teenager. So I wanted the best for my daughter. I didn't want her to have the life that I I live. So I decided what better life to get out of the small town I'm in. What better life to have and have great benefits. Why not join the military? Didn't care if the war was going on. Didn't care about any of that. My main goal was to make sure that my daughter was taken care of.
Wow. And now more than ever, at least you've already gone through the experience, but I am starting to understand that motherly instinct that comes out of you, that
Mhm.
you're willing to sacrifice, to do anything to protect that child. And you were willing to, even if the war was happening, even if it meant sacrificing yourself, anything just to give a better future to your children. And then did you ever regret it, like once you were in there? Because one thing is when you're out, like, oh, I'm gonna go to the military. Once you were there, were you ever like, damn, okay, this wasn't the best idea?
I didn't regret it. It's some things I'm not proud of that happened during the military, but that's
Hmm.
life. You're going to go through obstacles that you can't control sometimes. And um, it's a learning lesson. I feel like things that I went through, it made me a better person. It made me the person who I am today. So I'm truly
Amen.
grateful for the experience that I did serve while serving in the military. I'm truly grateful for being deployed. I'm truly grateful for even going through the bad things that I went through because it made me the strong person I am today.
Amen. Amen, for sure. And the same thing goes for having to finally make that decision of, okay, so now I'm going to go to war, but now that I go to war or I go to the military, first of all, how long were you how long did you serve?
12 years, 9 months, and 19 days. Two tours to
Okay, you had
Afghanistan.
what? That's crazy. That's a long time.
Yes.
Okay, but you did it and you survived it. And look at you, better than ever. Now as a mom at that moment, especially, first time mom, how old was your baby when you left and how difficult was it for you to be able to go to work and know that, you had to leave your baby with someone else?
My daughter was 6 months when I left to go off the training. And I couldn't get her back until I got to my first duty station. So it was probably like almost a year later before I was able to basically bring her with me. It was hard, but I mean, the end result was great. I have a great support system. My mom and my dad, they are amazing. And I felt comfortable. I knew that my daughter would be taken care of leaving
Right.
to deploy or if I had to go on special missions. I knew that my daughter was in safe hands.
Has your daughter ever said, Mom, I'm kind of thinking about it? Or what would you say if she were to hit you up like, Mom, I'm thinking maybe I would want to go to the to the military.
My daughter is spoiled. She didn't have the life I had growing up.
Okay.
So I feel like she saw what I went through as a child. She experienced the being away. I don't think that's a route that they any of my children will choose because of having to leave at any drop of a dime. That's something that they don't have to experience because I sacrificed time
Right.
with my life to make sure that they were good. So they have a free ride scholarship to go to college and do whatever they want to do. And I'm going to support. And even if they do decide to go into the military, I'm going to support them.
Well, they've also asked me now as a future mom, what are some of the things that you want to teach and implement to your children about the way that you grew up? Some of the things that I want my kids to learn is, well, I used to clean houses with my mom. I used to clean toilets to get like $50 a day. I remember selling flowers in the stop signs, and I remember going through that whole process. Obviously, I've worked hard enough that now my children won't necessarily have to go through that, but I still want them to go through it. Even if I'm just right there at the stop sign with y'all, but I want to see y'all sweat. I want to see y'all go through it. Is there anything that you would want your children to experience that you went through that was, that changed you or made you mature or see life differently?
So the things I change, I have two answers for that. I definitely make
Mm-hmm.
sure that they work hard for what they want. It's just not given to them. They have to make sure
Mm-hmm.
that they bring home good grades. They have to make sure that their chores are done.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing is given. And I changed the narrative in my household than what I had in coming from a minority household. We wasn't able to communicate with our parents. It was basically
Mm.
I speak, you listen. I speak, you execute. Shut up. I don't want to hear anything. And that I felt like that affected my communication skills being a young adult. So now I bring that in. I make sure I implement that, and I spread it to young parents and parents who are dealing with teenagers or children in general. Make sure you
Mhm.
communicate with your kids because it's going to help them in the long run.
For sure. And talking about communication, for a business that you definitely need to know how to communicate and you gotta, spit that game and know how to convince the people is when it comes to real estate. And you are a real estate mogul. You are amazing and great at what you do. You have created an empire. I love the fact that you're a woman, that you are a minority, that you are strong, that you nothing was given to you. You worked for every single thing that you have. I love these type of stories because I feel there's a lot of listeners, there's a lot of people that feel like, oh, well, she's pretty, so she just probably pulled it off from somebody, or she da 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 da. Da. No, she worked for what she has, period.
Mhm.
So, what made you do this like 360? I'm gonna leave the military and I'm just gonna dedicate to real estate, and this is what I'm gonna do.
Real estate was always stuck in the back of my head. I purchased my first home in North Carolina when I was 22. And just going through that experience, I enjoyed looking at homes. And the broker at the time, he was like, you're a social butterfly. You'll make a great real estate agent. I always been a hustler. I always had a good talk game. So I felt like when I knew I was transitioning out the military, I felt like, let me give it a try and see if I like it. Let me double dabble in this while I'm still collecting a paycheck, a guaranteed
Mm-hmm.
paycheck. I received my real estate license in 2017, and I was very successful as a part-time realtor, making more than I was making in the military. And I was like, this is for me. I enjoy doing it. The money is great. And I love just helping people. It wasn't even about the money at that time. It was just seeing if I enjoyed doing it. And I did. And I was like, I'm going to make a career out of this. So what better way? I'm tired of working for people. Let me open up a brokerage and all the fees come to me. I don't have to worry about paying my broker. So, and that's what I did. And it's been up from here for 4 years in the real estate industry, and I'm killing it.
For anybody that's out there interested in getting into the real estate, because I was one of those girls during the pandemic, I realized that you can't put all your eggs in one basket, especially as an artist. It's like you live from your body. Well, obviously, not my body now. Unless, you know what I'm saying? Unless there's an audience that's into like pregnant women. Bow, chicka, bow, wow. Right now, I'm not living off my sex appeal,
You
but
killing it.
I be trying, girl. So are you. But just like overall, I am my business. And I realize, you know what? One, I'm a big believer in generational wealth, which we'll discuss that now because as a mother, now I'm not just thinking about myself. And I know you as well. You also think about their well being, being able to leave something. God forbid something goes wrong.
Mhm.
Mommy left you a house, mommy left you a property. I left you something that you can leverage off.
Right.
But real estate really became a thing for me. I loved watching the TV shows where you like renovate homes and all this stuff. And I started doing my research. I started buying properties in the Dominican Republic. I didn't do it in the States because it gets a little expensive,
Yes.
but I did it. I did it outside and it worked for me. Have your kids been in the process? Have they told you we like what you do or this is more your own thing? Do you teach them about it? How important is it for you that they know about real estate or finances overall?
I don't force it up on them, but I do show them the what I do. I show them
Mhm.
the checks that come in from it. But it's whatever I support whatever they do. I do teach them about how important it is to save and how important it is to prioritize what you want versus what you need.
Mm.
And they're big on that. You can't have everything, and it's not about like in today's society, especially young adults feel like you have to live up to a certain standard. I teach my kids you're not here to impress the next because these some people are going broke just to impress the next person. Your
Talk
main thing
about it.
is to make sure you have residual income and make sure you have enough saved where you can suffice in this world.
Yeah. In case of an emergency, you see all these expensive ass dinners that y'all be posting on the Instagram that y'all know you can't afford and y'all got to
Mm-mm.
split it up on Cash App. Okay. Keep it together. You know what? If you have to cook at home, then cook at home. It's okay. You don't
Yeah,
have to go out all the time and spend. And if you want to dress nice, you don't have to spend all that money because it's about the attitude and it's about how you rock it. It's not necessarily the name
exactly.
brands. And if you do, just buy it and then return it. You still have 15 days. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I think we do need more people like ourselves, realistically.
Right.
I'm a big thrift store shopper and I love it. I love to find bargains. I love to find treasures. That's on me. But I feel that we need more people like ourselves that is, letting our listeners and the younger generation and the people that are looking up to us know that in order for you to financially be well off later on in life, you do need to save. You do need to know about finances. You do need to know about how to reinvest your money. You do need to know all these other things. So now how many people do you have under your firm?
I have 2 offices, a total of 28 agents,
Oof.
between Tampa, the headquarters, and Miami.
Okay, so for this year, right, before the year is over, do you have any goals, anything that you want to, like, I need to finish this, because next year my goals are to do this.
Actually, I feel like I surpassed my 5-year mark, and it's crazy.
Okay.
I haven't, with so much that has been going on. God has truly been blessing me. Right now, I'm just more focusing on pulling back. Everything is falling in place. Let me focus on spending more time with my kids. I'm retired now. Let's travel the world.
Retired? How do you get retired? You're like my age.
I'm medically retired from the military, so that's a guaranteed check for the rest of my life.
Smart.
And I run a business. My business is so successful. I hired the top tier agents where I don't even have to be a competing broker anymore. I can just run my business and let the agents just go out and kill it. And go from there.
That's the goal. The goal is being able to create some type of business where you no longer necessarily have to be the head, the face of it, and it can still run on its own, and you can just lay back a little bit. Like right now, you need this time for yourself.
Exactly. And that's what I plan to do. So my goal is to just travel the world with my family.
Ay, qué linda. Oh, I love it. I want to be able to do the same thing. Girl, I'm working on trying to be like you. I'm working towards it. Thank you once again so much for joining me on Exactly Amara today. I wish you nothing but the best with your babies and everything. I can't wait to see your baby already, Well, I don't know if you're going to post her. Are you going to post her on social media or you're going to wait a little bit?
I'm going to wait a little bit. They need to watch the show first. They need to focus on it.
Okay, well, regardless, we're all sending you positive energy. By the way, give your social media platform so they can go follow you.
Follow me, Sharelle Rosado, SHARELLE, Rosado, ROSADO_, and my business, Allure Realty FL.
Bueno, mi amor, ya tú sabes, Sharelle. Thank you so much for joining me.
You.
You already know you're my girl. And with that being said, I'm going to tell you so that you can tell your girls as well. Don't forget to subscribe, follow, comment, rate us, give us those 5 stars. I really, really want it. I want to be able to continue growing here at my Cultura Podcast Network. Thank you guys so much for joining me once again to Exactly Amara. Don't forget, mi amor, suscríbete a esta vaina porque si no, no estamos en nada. This has been a production of iHeart Radio's My Cultura Podcast Network. And for more podcasts from iHeart, visit the iHeart Radio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen to your favorite podcast. So with that being said, see you soon. It's your girl, Amara La Negra. Thank you for listening to Exactly Amara.